Hi everyone and welcome to round 3 of the Commonwealth Bank Trophy. We're coming to you this afternoon from the arena in Brisbane. The Queensland Firebirds and the Melbourne Kestrels are the two teams who will take to court and do battle this afternoon. Should be a close encounter considering both teams are coming off strong victories in round 2. Let's take a look at the competition ladder and see how all 8 teams are faring in the Commonwealth Bank Trophy. The Adelaide Ravens and the Sydney Swifts are the only 2 teams in the competition who remain undefeated. After 2 rounds, the Adelaide Thunderbirds and the Queensland Firebirds round out the top 4. The Sydney Sandpipers and the Melbourne Kestrels each have a win apiece, while the Perth Orioles are still searching for a victory in season 99. We've already had some upsets, even though the competition is only 2 rounds old. One of them was last week when the Melbourne Kestrels defeated reigning champions, the Adelaide Thunderbirds, by 1. And one lady who was very excited about that was Kestrels captain Shelley O'Donnell.
It was fantastic, and considering we were 10 goals down at one stage in the third quarter, to really keep at it and be so persistent, I thought it just showed a lot of character for the girls, and to win by a goal, well, at home, in our first home game, it was fantastic for the supporters and for us.
Well, Shelley, what has been the difference between the Kestrels last year and the Kestrels this year coming out and beating the defending champions?
Well, I think we actually beat the Thunderbirds last year and in the second half of the year, but I think we've got a lot of players from there last year, and with the added strength of Jenny Borlays, Janine Illich, the speed of Fiona Doran and the young Abby Tear coming into the team, it's certainly a well-balanced team, and it's something that I think we've got to really start performing now and getting together and get the combinations right, and we can only build. And to have a win like that last week, we're looking forward to tonight's game being just as good.
Has Coach Marg Lynn done anything different this season with you in the pre-season?
We pretty much did the same sort of pre-season as last year, and we were quite happy with last year's performance. I mean, we only just missed out on the 4 by Ravens by a point, I think, or 1.5 points or something like that. And so, you know, we were quite happy with the way we went, but we were just disappointed with a couple of games last year. So we're hoping to just go from last year and hopefully, you know, finish in the 4 and then have a go at the title.
Well, both the Kestrels and the Firebirds this afternoon, you've both had a win and a loss apiece. How are you going to be facing this match?
Well, the Firebirds are really hard to beat, particularly in Queensland, and we certainly haven't taken them lightly in our preparation. I must admit, you know, they've got Vicky there. She's the stalwart that's been there for over many years and really holds the team together, and they've got the added experience of Sharon Finnan there now, who will be, you know, really strong up the back. They've got some, you know, their players are just so keen and enthusiastic and very fit, and, you know, they're certainly going to come out strong and hard against us. I just think if we can just sort of stick to our own game plan and work our way, hopefully we'll be able to break them and, you know, go on and win tonight as well.
Well, joining me in commentary this afternoon is former Australian representative Monica Lam. Monica, I'm looking forward to this clash. Both teams should be pretty happy with how they've gone so far in the season.
Early stages of season 99, and the common denominator, the benchmark so far has been the Adelaide Thunderbirds. They played the Queensland Firebirds in round 1, and even though the scoreline was 10, the Firebirds finished very strong in the second half. The Melbourne Kestrels defeating them by 1 last week. A sensational performance from them.
Something else I'm really looking forward to is going to be the shooting out there on court. At one end, we've got Australian captain Vicky Wilson. We know she's the best shooter, if not in the country, in the world. And at the other end, we've got Jenny Borlays, who's moved from the Adelaide Ravens and is now shooting for the Melbourne Kestrels.
Yeah, the uniform doesn't suit her somewhat. Being a South Australian, she still is a bit of a Raven for me, but she's with the Kestrels and she's performed very admirably. Last week, 84%. But Janine Illich is going to be in the goal circle up against Vicky Wilson, and Sharon Finnan's going to make it pretty hard for Borlays.
Thanks very much, Monica. We'll look forward to your comments throughout the afternoon. Well, let's take a look now at how the two teams will take to the court. For the Queensland Firebirds, you can see Vicky Wilson there in goal shooter. Deva, Crampsey, Clark, Matthews, Finnan and Arthey round out the team. Paddy Farrell is their coach. For the Melbourne Kestrels, Garbett and Illich in the goal defence and goalkeeper roles. Vivian, Richardson, O'Donnell, Bryant and Borlays in the shooting roles. Marg Lind is their coach. Looking at the substitution benches, for the Firebirds, Chapman, Sanson, Saunders, Scott and Tolinaire. And for the Kestrels, it's Doran, Mead and Tear. We love coming to the arena in Brisbane. The crowds come out to watch their favourite players in the Queensland Firebirds, and they always make plenty of noise. Our umpires for this afternoon's game, Carolyn Gilman and Michelle Fippard. They'll be taking control of the match. As we're getting set, it will be a centre pass to the Kestrels to start us, and we are underway in round 3 of the Commonwealth Bank Trophy. Melbourne Kestrels will have the first chance to get on the board. Richardson into Bryant. Jocelyn Bryant, successful with her first attempt. Didn't get much court time last week. Shot 4 from 9 at 44%. She'll be looking to play a full match tonight, I'm sure. Firebirds now. Great ball into Dever. Belinda Dever dishes off.
Contact, shot or pass.
Vicky Wilson. And Vicky Wilson gets her first goal of the afternoon. I'm sure we'll be seeing plenty more from Vicky.
Kestrel's going into attack now. O'Donnell just drops it nicely to Richardson. She maintains position on the sideline. Contact called. Finnan out of play. Bryant. Second shot for the Melbourne Kestrels, leading by 1.
Monica, you are right. Jenny Borlase does look quite strange in the Kestrels orange and blue, but she has been doing great things for them in goal. Last week she shot 84%. Held ball against the Firebirds. They won't want to have too many of those elementary mistakes in their match. Fairly cliche to say too, Simone, that the game is won and lost in the goal circle, but Shelley O'Donnell will be one to stop for the Queensland Firebirds, because she's quite a dominant player in the wing attack role, and her feeding into Borlase and to Bryant will need to be shut down completely in this first quarter, just to make them a bit shaky. Jenny Borlase with her first goal of the match, and the Kestrels have a 2-goal lead. Kestrels 3, Firebirds 1. They have a chance to extend that to a 3-goal lead. Bounce pass through to O'Donnell. Quick ball into Borlase. And that one just rolls off the rim. Jocelyn Bryant, though, with the superior height, 184 centimetres, has managed to regather that one and gets her 3rd goal of the match. She's shooting at 100%. The Kestrels 4, Firebirds 1.
Clark was almost stopped there by the defence of the Melbourne Kestrels. In the forward line, Cramsey waiting to set it up.
Dever off to Wilson. Steadies and shoots Vicky Wilson, and it's all net. And as we would expect, the crowd cheers appreciatively for Vicky's efforts. 2 goals on the board for her. Kestrels 4, Firebirds 2.
Bryant, long one. Oh, Borlase turned if she had kept her eye on the ball, and that's one thing that Borlase does do. She tries to do the 180 and drive on the goal line, and on this occasion, a ball over the line.
Clark now for the Firebirds as Vivian and Crampsey go up. Goes against Vivian. So Leanne Matthews with the ball for the Firebirds. Has to get over some tall timber in Kestrel's defenders. She manages to do so. Clark into Dever. Dever she's about a metre from the goal. She'll get another chance at it. Janine Illich, another one who it's strange to see. She's moved across from the Phoenix to the Kestrels. Strange to see her in the blue and orange, but she is there. In defence. Dever off to Wilson. Wilson with the goal. Firebirds back within 1. Kestrels 4, Firebirds 3.
Good Australian representation here amongst the Firebirds and the Kestrels, and the Australian team will be announced over the weekend as a lead-up to the Australian test against England. 3 series tests being played in Melbourne, Sydney and Adelaide.
And of course you'll see all the action right here on ABC television, but at the moment it's the Melbourne Kestrels through Jenny Borlase. Again, that one rolls out for a strong rebound there from Lisa Arthey. And Jenny Borlase 1 from 3 in circle at the moment. So the Firebirds with the chance to get it back on level par. Dever just loses the handle, but Vicky Wilson comes out to clean up the crumbs. Wilson, nice ball in there from Crampsey. Wilson from a fair distance. And she levels the score at 4-all with just under 11 minutes gone in this first quarter. O'Donnell out to Richardson. Over the top to O'Donnell. Quite strong contact there from Leanne Matthews.
Oh, Borlase had the hand on, but just couldn't take it in. Arthey with the goal line throw in. Finnan sets it up.
Finnan long ball to Clark. Looks for an option. Back to Finnan.
Almost looked like a step there, Simone, but Bryant
She did well to get the finger to it. She's run into the corporate box at the side of the road. She's at the side of the court. She's apologising. She's knocked over their drinks.
Chardonnay everywhere.
It certainly is. They'll remember their visit to the arena in round 3. But back on court, the Firebirds with the ball. Chance to take the lead here. Clark, high ball for Wilson.
Taken, Vic.
Beautiful move there from Vicky Wilson. And Vicky Wilson, that's her 5th goal of the night. 5 from 5. She's shooting at 100%. She takes the Firebirds to a 1-goal lead.
Out of the circle, Wilson, but Deva was there. Illich takes a great intercept, Bryant. Mid-court, goal attack will move down very quickly. O'Donnell helps out. Borley sets it up again. A good give and a cut in front of Arthur, and a goal to the Melbourne Kestrels as well.
This is the type of game we were hoping for, goal for goal. 5-5 here at the arena in Brisbane. That one goes against Karen
Obstruction
Clark.
call, yes. I think it was Richardson, actually.
Oh, Rich.
Yep, she's being stood out. Obstruction. No, sorry,
No.
Clark, you're right.
Richardson. Oh, good ball into Bryant. She was left all alone. Jocelyn Bryant. She's shooting 4 from 4. She's still at 100%. Kestrels up by 1. Kestrels 6. Firebirds 5. Kestrels with the intercept 2. Firebirds won't want to give away too much possession. Richards now for the Kestrels on the attack. Through O'Donnell, back to Bryant. Over the top to O'Donnell, quick ball into Borlays. Arthur tries her best to put her off, does so.
Contact shooter, penalty pass.
Bryant gets back in there, but it's gone against the shooter, Jenny Borlays.
Shoot up.
Borlays gets a little bit confused, goes to defend. Rice Miles stands aside, but the Firebirds now on the offense. Too high for Deva. And the Kestrels come back with it.
Good take there by Richardson. She moved behind the play, ball fell away. And the Kestrels again, methodically working it down. Brian has been the sharpshooter for the Kestrels. Not on this occasion. Borlays tries with the rebound. Goal line throw in, Firebirds.
That's her first miss for the afternoon, Jocelyn Bryant. Some nice pressure there from the Firebirds defenders. Now they try to get down court. 2 players run into each other, Finnan and Matthews. Long ball to Deva.
Obstruction outside.
Deva looked for the quick release. Garbutt had the penalty and will stand aside.
Where you are.
Almost with the professional penalty, I'd say, Simone, because I think Garbutt knew that Wilson was by herself right under the post, but it doesn't matter because Wilson scores it for the Queensland Firebirds.
Wilson locks it up at 6 apiece.
Sure.
She's just calling for the moment. I think somebody's gone down on the court. There's a slippery patch here that she's wanting.
It's a rip in the middle of the court.
Oh, actually, no, it's a rip in one of the stickers that are on the court.
It's ripped up.
So there will be quite a sizable delay, I'd say, here.
It's ripped.
6-6 with 7 minutes 25 remaining in the first quarter. And the court announcer's going to try and get this crowd into the match, supporting their teams. There's quite a few nice banners out there in the crowd. The kids here go to a lot of trouble. But it's also a good time, Monica, for both teams to regroup. There's not a lot in it. Vicky Wilson, I can see, is doing a lot of talking. And in fact, there is Vicky Wilson's parents watching on from the end of the court. I'm sure, I can't imagine what it would be like. They must be so proud of her. Over the years, she just keeps bettering what she's done in previous seasons. It surprises us. It must just surprise them as well.
And everybody knows the Wilsons. The taxi driver, cab driver coming here to the arena this afternoon lives down the road from Mr. and Mrs. Wilson and just said how absolutely proud they are of their daughter. And you're right, Simone, she has been a wonderful ambassador for the game of netball. As to this lady, Jennifer Borlays, true professional. And there's Shelley O'Donnell, 2 of the Australian girls that are hoping to regain selection in the Australian team this weekend.
Vicky Wilson, they're very, very pumped, Monica, isn't she? I mean, we've spoken to her before the season started. She's got a young and inexperienced team, but she's very excited about them. She thinks they have great potential. Kate Cramsey, I mean, there are a few who have been there before. Leanne Matthews, Karen Clark. Shannon Finnan's come across from New South Wales. She adds a lot in defence for them.
You can see she's very animated in her description as to what the attackers and defenders should be doing down either end of the court. The Kestrels taking a quiet moment. Regrouping. Vivian there. There's Richardson in the background.
Mon, you're an ex-player, you're an ex-defender. this type of a break, when it's 6-all, does it really do much to the concentration, or it actually is an advantage to you because you get to talk to your teammates?
It's really hard to work on that particular. It can work for you and it can work against you. And the run, I felt, was going with the Firebirds there, just in the latter stages. And this is where the Firebirds have to keep in touch, because their first 2 quarters have been relatively slow in their previous games.
Well, we're underway again. The problem has been fixed. The Melbourne Kestrels have possession. Shelley O'Donnell now out to Jenny Borlase, across to Richardson. Richardson tries to find Borlase. She fumbles, and she actually replays the ball there. So a turnover against Jenny Borlase. Lisa Arthey on to Finnan. Firebirds with the opportunity, if they can score on this trip down the court, to take the lead. High ball to Deva, who was all by herself in her goal third. Wilson now.
Defence outside.
Was a contact, strong contact on Wilson. Cramsey has it. Wilson does well to set up at the top of the circle.
Just beautiful, and it was great camera work from the ABC crew here just to see the concentration on her face and the look in her eyes. And now they're 1 goal ahead, the Firebirds. 7 plays 6. They've got a chance to take it to 2. Belinda Deva, that is her first of the afternoon, and it was quite a confident goal there from Belinda. So both shooters for the Queensland Firebirds at 100%. Vicky Wilson 7 from 7, Belinda Deva 1 from 1. And the crowd now starting to chant for the Firebirds. They've got a 2-goal lead. No doubt the crowd would like to see them extend that lead. But at the other end, Borlase out to O'Donnell. The Kestrels looking to bring one back.
Arthey with the contact, Borlase with the shot. She has 2 from 5. Not the standing we're used to seeing, but makes amends with that one for the Kestrels.
Firebirds still have the centre pass, and they have the break, the 1-goal break. Wilson now. Cross court to Clark. Clark back into Wilson. Vicky covering a lot of ground. Quick hands with Clark. Vicky Wilson lines up for her 8th, and it is successful. Big smiles on the Wilson, Vicky's parents, on their faces. Firebirds 9, Kestrels 7. 5.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
Borlase with the 3 play there to Richardson. Wants to go closer to the post and scores for the Kestrels.
9 plays 8 now. The Firebirds still out by 1. Oh, that's a turnover there. Contact against Kate Cramsey. So we've got an opportunity here, the Kestrels, to go back level, but it's a held ball against the Kestrels. So the Firebirds quickly taking advantage of that mistake.
Wing defence is out of play, please.
Firebirds playing it very quickly around the goal circle. Wilson setting up. There's Clark as well.
Defending off court. Opposite shuttle pass.
Vicky Wilson. Successful. 9 from 9 for Vicky Wilson, and the Firebirds now 10, leave the Kestrels 8. And they're getting, Monica, we saw the Firebirds in round 1 2 matches ago. They weren't quite as quick in their attack down court. Tonight, or this afternoon, they're seeming to be really quite precise, and they're getting that ball down to the circle as quickly as they can.
Yeah, sharper movement even from the defence end. They really are looking for the spaces and letting that ball go, and that's the whole thing, Simone, to throw with confidence as we see that great pass from Clark. Deva finishes it off. Well done, the Queensland Firebirds.
Oh, she illustrated your point beautifully there, Monica. Fantastic timing. As we take a look, Clark, Hail Mary, and beautifully read by Deva as well. Positioned herself, and with the goal, finishes it off. 2 for 2 from Deva so far. And the Firebirds, as she should be. And they seem to be shooting their goals with all net here. The Firebirds, they're out to a 4-goal lead now. Firebirds 12, the Kestrels 8.
Wilson 10 from 10 on 100%. Deva also put up 2, shot 2. So good shooting from the Firebirds.
Borlase for the Kestrels. Great work from Arthey. She got a hand to the ball, but then made contact with Borlase, so she will stand aside. Jenny Borlase with another attempt. Again, Finnan from behind got a piece of the ball, but Bryant managed to regather it back in. Jocelyn Bryant, 5 from 6 at 83%. Firebirds 12, Kestrels 9.
Good lead by the Queensland Firebirds as they go into attack again. Clark's had a good run in this first quarter. Great take from Deva, and that was because of the pass from Clark. Well done once again. Deva finishing off 13 plays 9.
Clark and Deva really have it happening in the ESP department this afternoon. combining beautifully. Firebirds 13, Kestrels 9. O'Donnell into Bryant. Doesn't like her positioning. Back out to Richardson. This is going to go against Jenny Borlays. It's a turnover. Firebirds, let's see what they can do with it. Clark onto Finnan. Looks for a notch and strong ball through the middle. Was looking for Wilson. It'll go against Janine Illich. Vicky Wilson, 11 from 11. And don't the crowd know that they are seeing a well-oiled team in this match against the Kestrels.
Good movement again from Wilson. She's coming out of the circle to assist her forward players, Endeavour and Cramsey and Clark. So she's quite happy to make the additional move. A lot of space being taken by Vicky Wilson. That one drops. That's Vicky's first miss in this first quarter, but the ball still stays with the Queensland Firebirds.
Yes, Illich stepped over the baseline, so it stays with the Firebirds. At the moment, they're ahead by 5. Illich makes up for her mistake, though, with a great intercept and manages to keep it with the Kestrels, but no, it's was off Matthews there, but the Kestrels have the ball, so O'Donnell determinedly keeps hold of that. Finnan gets a hand to it. Sails over the sideline.
Carnage offside.
Borlays with the shot. That was a nice one from Jenny Borlays. 5 from 8 at 63% for Jenny Borlays. She's creeping up there in the statistics. O'Donnell now onto Bryant. 14 plays 10. Firebirds with a 4-goal lead. Can the Kestrels bring one of those back? Long high ball to Borlays. O'Donnell works with her to improve her position. Couple of quick goals here for the Melbourne Kestrels at the end of this first quarter. 50 seconds remaining. Firebirds 14, Kestrels 11. As Dever hits the deck, contact against Illich. Dever into Wilson, looked to throw one of those bullet passes, but managed to hold on to it. Dever now
on the land.
Copes with the pressure from Janine Illich, does Belinda Dever. Scores her 3rd goal. Queensland Firebirds 15, Melbourne Kestrels 11. Firebirds on the attack. Finnan into Dever. Wilson.
Advantage offside wing. Contact. Shuttle pass.
Contact.
Where you are.
So there will be a shot for Belinda Dever here. And it's off target. And that is full time for the first quarter in this match between the Queensland Firebirds and the Melbourne Kestrels, a 4-goal difference. It's been an impressive display from the Firebirds. They lead 15-11. Monica Lam has Chris Dixon, who is the manager of the Queensland Firebirds, and she must be pretty happy at the moment.
Thanks, Simone. Chris, a great start for the Queensland Firebirds.
Best we've ever had. Absolutely excellent. I hope they can keep going.
We said prior to the game, we had a bit of a chat that perhaps your first 2 quarters have been somewhat slow, but you've built on that as the game's progressed.
Definitely. This week, it seems like at training, the girls must have really put it to everybody and decided this was going to be the week. They've come out excellent, really firing.
At the moment, Vicky Wilson creating a lot of moves up forward. She's not frightened to go out, create the space and allow Dever to take the reins in the back of the goal circle.
No, I think they work really well together. They have been together for a couple of years now, and I think they're really working on it, and tonight it's really showing that they really know each other's game.
How good is Clark playing? I mean, her passes have been pinpoint accurate to Wilson and to Dever.
Yes, she feels herself she hasn't been playing as well as what she can, and I think tonight she's really showing that she really still has got it.
Well, we're here in Queensland at the arena, and you're a noisy bunch here. Tell us a bit about the Queensland crowd.
Well, we do have a Fanatics Club, and with that, the girls, anyone can apply to Queensland Netball and join. With that, they get a Fanatics shirt, a season pass, and this is why we always have so many people here. We've got so many people are members of the Fanatics Club.
Well, good to see. Good that they're supporting netball here in Queensland.
Yes, it's really good. And we feel in Queensland you need the young kids to keep the game going. Without the young kids, you've got nothing, and that's what we look for to help and support.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks very much.
Thanks very much. Monica Lam there with Chris Dixon, the manager of the Queensland Firebirds. You saw during that interview, Vicky Wilson still giving plenty of encouragement to her teammates. As you can see, she's still talking to them about moves and plays. They're ahead by 4 at the moment, 15-11. Let's take a look at the scoring summary and the statistics of the Queensland Firebirds from the first quarter. As you can see, Vicky Wilson, 11 goals from 12 attempts. Belinda Dever, 4 goals from 5 attempts. Not too many statistics there. Clark has 1 penalty against her name. Matthews has 1 against her name. Arthey has 2. In the turnovers department, Crampsey has 3 against her name. Matthews has 1, but pretty much a clean slate there for the Queensland Firebirds. Good effort from them in the first quarter. The players are back on court, so we'll go with the second quarter here at the arena. Firebirds with the centre pass. Clark waiting for the start of play. We have called time on. So the Firebirds now on the attack. Crampsey. Wilson looking for Dever. Costa Crampsey. Repositioning yourself, Vicky Wilson. Oh, lovely. Just off to Dever. Beautiful timing. Belinda Dever starts the second quarter very nicely indeed. 16 now, the Queensland Firebirds, the Melbourne Kestrels, 11.
Ball ace back out to Richardson and takes it again, but the long arm of Arthey almost thwarted that move. Repositioned, reset. And ball ace right under the post. Good one there for the Kestrels. Need a few more of those at the moment.
Just a change for the Kestrels. Jocelyn Bryant has gone from goal attack. She's now on the bench, and Abby Tier has made her way on in the goal attack position. So we'll have a look for Abby. But at the moment, it's Vicky Wilson from quite a distance. Beautiful from Vicky. She liked it as well, I think. Firebirds now 17, Kestrels 12.
Matthews picked up for contact. Richardson shall take it and drives it onto ball ace, puts it up to space. Richardson moves to it. Here we have Abby Tier, up and coming shooter, had a great average last week against the Thunderbirds.
Not out of play, keeper.
And she's something like 11 from 14. Good shooting from Abby Tier. Ball ace right on the goal line. Once again, Kestrels. Not a lot of noise for the Melbourne Kestrels when they shoot, but they're trailing by 4 at the moment. 17 plays 13.
Crampsey now for the Firebirds. Oh! I thought she was going to get away with it there, Belinda Dever. She was falling. She got one hand to it, got it off. But no, she's been called for the violation. So we'll take another look at that one.
Wilson passes it on to Dever. She just happens to slip. She wanted to keep position there with her foot, but cannot play the ball from the floor of the court.
The other end, Jenny Borlays gets another one. 9 from 12 for Jenny now. Her percentage creeping up, 75% she's shooting at. So just behind by 3 now, the Kestrels, but they've thrown that one away over the sideline. Turnover to the Firebirds.
Shelley was just getting on her bike then, just a bit too fast for her. She's one of those types of players that has a good explosive movement, as we see that one sail once again into the corporate boxes on the sidelines.
Sharon Finnan took a look at Clark and thought, well, you can throw them, can you catch them? But that one was just a little bit too high for her, and it did. That corporate box is getting quite a workout tonight. But again, it's another turnover against the Kestrels. They won't be happy with how many they've given away so far. 8 turnovers so far in a quarter and a bit. That's quite a bit of possession to give away. As we see a long, hard ball come through to Dever. She just couldn't get the handle on it. It's over the baseline, so the Kestrels now. Illich. Richardson down to O'Donnell. Back to Richardson. Vivian now with the ball. Richardson bounce pass into Borlays, looking for an option. Good defence here from the Firebirds, not making an easy passage. Clark gets a hand to it. Contact against Lisa Arthey. Jenny Borlays lines up, rolls around, does everything but drop, and Lisa Arthey, good work, uses her height, gets possession for the Firebirds.
Finnan, once again, just settling them down, but saw the long option in Dever and Wilson.
And she almost takes out Mark Lind, the opposition's coach there. Mark had a bit of a smile on her face, though. It's dangerous work sitting on this sideline. Some strong passes out on court. Kestrels, can they get something happening? They're down by 3. We haven't had a goal for quite some minutes. Let's see if they can get one at this stage. Arthie will stand aside at the top of the circle. Ball lays from about 2 metres. No, she decides not to take it. So Abby Tier.
Contact, shot or pass.
The crowd were getting excited at Sharon Finnan's efforts, but it will come back.
Wait.
And Tia will have the shot at goal.
Wait for her, yeah.
Oh, lovely goal there from Abby Tier. Back within 2, Firebirds 17, Kestrels 15. 9 minutes 30 remaining in the second quarter. Vicky Wilson, it was a nice move from the Firebirds through the centre court, down to Vicky, and as so often we say it, nice goal there from Vicky Wilson. 13 from 14 at 93%. Last week, Vicky shot 46 from 56 at 82%. She rarely drops below 80%, Monica.
That's probably not a good day for Vicky Wilson because she's around the 90s generally. As to Jennifer Borlase, season 98 saw her as one of the top shooters of the National League competition.
Obstruction goes against Garbutt. Clark has it for the Firebirds. Wilson, oh, gets the fingertips to it. Doesn't manage to keep it in court, though. Vicky crashes into the chairs for the Kestrels bench. She's okay, though, but it's a turnover. And the Kestrels, Garbutt, Illich looking to get free. Deva doing her best to hinder her. But now the Kestrels down court. Vivian, Tia, O'Donnell, onto Borlase.
Offside, centre, free pass.
Clark's being called offside.
Yes, offside,
Free pass
where
to
she is.
the Kestrels. Tia takes it.
Advantage offside.
O'Donnell, high ball into Borlase. It goes through her hands. But Finnan will be called for the contact, will stand aside.
Back further. Yep,
Umpire Michelle Fippard just setting the directions down for Jennifer Borlase, right under the post now. Should be a very easy shot for her, and she makes it for the Kestrels, so they're within 2 at the moment. 18 plays 16, just under 8 minutes remaining in this second quarter.
Firebirds with the centre pass. Crampsey onto Clark. Oh, Vicky Wilson all alone. The other two had gone to double defend. Deva, Vicky Wilson now. That's her 14th goal. 14 from 16 attempts, 88%. She is a force to be reckoned with. Shelley O'Donnell told us that in the opening to our program.
Came off a Firebirds hand last, so stays with the Kestrels on the goal line. The setup, Borlase is there, and she has the space behind her. A good drop there from Richardson. Borlase in exactly the same position as the last shot. Just trailing by 1 at the moment. Sorry, still by 2, 19 plays 17.
7 minutes, 9 seconds remaining in this second quarter. Clark.
Penalty pass. Ball, please.
Just some pushing and shoving going on. Just Vicky knowing Janine where she is. Janine Illich letting Vicky know where she is. Vicky Wilson says, doesn't matter, you don't put me off anyway. Firebirds 20, Kestrels 17.
Here comes the Kestrels once again, and it's Tier that came out for the centre pass. O'Donnell, Borlase, Richardson. Borlase takes the space, but unnecessarily so because she had a lot of time to set up the shot. Kestrels need it, trailing by 3. 20 plays 17.
Clark, long ball to Wilson. Wilson across to Deva. She climbs high, manages to get a hand to it. Regathers good work from Belinda Deva. Vicky Wilson now lines it up. Bounces off. Illich with the rebound.
Penalty pass.
Illich will leave it, give herself the drive down court. She's not, she's hovering up the top. Richardson will take the drive instead. O'Donnell cuts up the centre third. Borlase out of the circle, turns. No one's there. Contact call. Tier set it up. Left-handed shot from Abby Tier. Good shooting from her. 20 plays 18. Firebirds leading.
Back within 2, Firebirds on the charge. Across to Clark. Garbutt working hard on Wilson. Wilson bullet pass into Deva. Deva with the goal. The crowd like it, as we would expect they would here at the arena in Brisbane. Illich Illich manages to gather the scraps for the Kestrels. Vivian onto O'Donnell. O'Donnell with a wild pass to Vorley. She managed to get it in. But again, it's another turnover to the Firebirds, and the Firebirds bench clapping and cheering their teammates from the sideline.
Arthur had a hand to play in that. She actually deflected, set it up on the sideline for the Firebirds, but a turnover now. Kestrels in action once again. O'Donnell trying to make the moves up forward.
Goal defence.
Vorleys will hand it over to Abby Tier.
Where she is.
Finnenstad the side for the Firebirds.
That's always a sign of lack of confidence too, Simone, is when the experienced shooter in Vorleys leaves a penalty for Tier.
21 plays 19. Firebirds still ahead. It's their home match. They dearly love to win here in Queensland. They have good crowd attendance here. Last year they lost a few matches just by 1 or 2 goals in the dying moments. This year they're looking to turn that around. Becky Wilson. I run out of words how to describe her goals. They're beautiful. They're such an art, aren't they? There's beautiful, they go straight through the net.
They go in.
They go in, yeah. Well, that's what really counts in the end, doesn't it?
That's what she's there for.
Firebirds now through Arthie. Richardson would be out of play. She's just questioning the call. She didn't quite hear it. So the Firebirds, 22, Kestrels 19. They'll be looking to extend that lead. Wilson out by herself. Oh, looks for Deva. Illich got a hand to it. Clark got the rebound.
Obstruction, centre, penalty pass.
Obstruction against Richardson this time.
Wilson's trying to release the ball so she can get a better setup, but Deva was there first. Again, Wilson. Let's get a speed camera on that pass, and I'm sure it wouldn't be able to monitor it. It's just so quick.
And yeah, I agree, Mon. I mean, last year we were mystified by it. Belinda Deva, though, she takes it all in a stride. She must face quite a few of them at training, I'd say. But it works beautifully for them. She was off target, Deva, but Firebirds still have possession. Wilson now. That's her 17th goal of the match so far. 17 from 20. She's shooting at 85%, Vicky Wilson. Firebirds 23, Kestrels 19.
That's the lead they had at the end of the first quarter, 4, and that's where they are at the moment. So an even second quarter with just under 2.5 minutes remaining in this second term.
Vivian onto O'Donnell. Vorleys. That one was rolling out. Vorleys will get another go.
Obstruction. Both players.
Both defenders are out. Vorleys with the goal. Vorleys at the moment has 11 from 16. She's shooting at 69%. That one goes over the top. Finnan regains. Clark now. High ball to Deva. Bounce pass off to Wilson. It's called back for an obstruction. Clark quickly, though, plays on. Wilson, in and out. Illich with a strong rebound.
Illich is giving a lot of space to Deva. As the ball's coming down court for the Queensland Firebirds. Deva is finding her range in the goal circle, and also she's allowed to create a lot of open movement in the goal circle for Wilson as well.
Richardson onto Vorleys. Kestrels, they'd like to have a goal here. Haven't had one for a while. O'Donnell bounce pass into Tier. She doesn't like the position. Back out to Richardson. It works for them, the Kestrels. Tier's closer. She'll get a second go at this one. Doesn't make a mistake on the second attempt. So the Firebirds 23, Kestrels 21. They've brought it back within 2 again. Under 2 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Vicky Wilson, lovely long reach. In and out for Vicky. That one just a little bit hard off the rim. Kestrels back in possession. Richardson onto Illich. Cross court to Vivian. Vivian, long ball to Richardson, into Vorleys. Vorleys cross to O'Donnell. This is nice ball movement from the Kestrels. Back into Vorleys. And they're coming back, the Melbourne Kestrels. Difference now only 1. Vorleys knows it. She's screaming encouragement. They'd dearly love to go into the halftime break equal on the scoreboard or in front. They've got the chance to even it up here. 23 plays 22. Vorleys. And and she levels it up, 23 all. Here at the arena, under a minute remaining in the first half of this match between the Firebirds and the Kestrels. It's a real battle on court now, 23 apiece. Devo looks for an option, out to Wilson. She can't find anyone, will have to release. On to Clark. Clark into Wilson, bounce pass. Vicky turns around, steadies, experience. Yes, very. Yes, they needed that one, the Firebirds. Puts them back ahead. Let's take a look at the defence now. The Kestrels will be keen to get it down court quickly. Well, Karen Clark couldn't hear the call. She's now out of play. The Kestrels. Tia onto Richardson. Oh, bounce pass to, it was meant for O'Donnell. Tia got a hand to it. O'Donnell's managed to regather it back. Tia into Borlays and Finnan bats it over the court. Under 10 seconds remaining. Timekeeper's out of a chair. And in fact, that is time. Half-time here at the arena in Brisbane. And the Queensland Firebirds are still on top, but just by one. Firebirds 24, Melbourne Kestrels 23.
Let's look at the half-time stats as we go into the break. Kestrels doing very well in that second quarter. And penalties. 13 to the Kestrels, 8 to the Queensland Firebirds. Turnovers. Melbourne Kestrels with 10, and the majority of those in the forward line. Perhaps fair to say Borlays responsible for the majority of them. Queensland Firebirds with only 6 turnovers. The intercepts for the Melbourne Kestrels, 3. Firebirds yet to intercept. Rebounds, nothing there in that division. And attempts, the Melbourne Kestrels with 27 attempts and 23 scoring shots. Queensland Firebirds with 31 attempts and 24. So the half-time score at the moment, 24-23, Firebirds leading, and Simone Thurtell is speaking to June Bothwell, the president of the Queensland Netball Association.
Thanks very much, Monica. Yes, I am. June, first off, congratulations on becoming president of the Queensland Netball Association.
Thank you very much, Simone.
Tell me, what does a president of an association of a state such as Queensland have as part of her duties?
It involves quite a few things. I think the main thing is that you bring a stability to an association, that you surround yourself by people that have the expertise. We have a lot of expertise on this present committee that have come forward. The business, the commercial ventures that you have to go into, you have to be looking at the grassroots through to the elite level. It's a job that encompasses many different areas.
And you've got a difficult job as well, because the Queensland Association at the moment is in quite a bit of debt. It's going to be a real challenge for you to get them back on the books, back in the positive. How are you going to do it?
Yes, there is a problem at the moment, but I think it's one thing that we know where we stand. As I said before, we have a lot of people. We have a lot of people that in the finance area that are looking at it. We have a lot of options. We know where we stand. It's going to take it probably will take about 2 or 3 years to get out of this, but it's going to be something that we will have to work through. It will be full accountability with the associations. We have a lot of aspects to investigate, government, membership fees, all that type of thing. We don't want to hit the members, but we need them to know where we stand. But I believe with the people that are there, we will be able to come through. But it is going to take possibly 2 or 3 years.
Sounds like you've got quite a bit of support around you, which is exactly what a president needs.
I was very lucky when I went into this job that the people that were elected to the committee were all ones that we had gone as a ticket. So in that respect, I am very fortunate because those people and myself, we can all work together, and between them and the other portfolios that have been that are now operating, there's a lot of expertise from the top to the bottom.
You're doing very well here, June, with all the crowd noise in the background. It certainly is. Tell me, you're not only going to have financial problems this year. Vicky Wilson at the end of the season is going to retire. That's going to leave a big hole in the Firebirds lineup.
I agree with that. There is nobody else like Vicky at this stage, but we are very positive. We've got a lot of young girls at the AIS. We had 7 players selected in talent squads. We have other players coming through. maybe next year it will be difficult to replace Vicky, but down the track, I believe we have the players coming through. But the other thing, Vicky might be retiring, but I know that she will be there supporting all these players. And with experience like that behind you, it can only be good for the players and the game.
Now they're ahead by 1. It's half time. 24 plays 23.
We are going to win. This is a very tough game. There's a lot of experience in that other team. I believe at this stage the game was going our way. It's just turned around, but I think we can turn it back.
June, thank you very much for joining us at half time. Good luck with your year. Third quarter about to get underway. It'll be a Firebirds centre. Karen Clark on to Cramsey. 24 plays 23, won the difference. Deva to Wilson, back out to Cramsey. Garbett and Wilson end up on the ground. It'll go against Garbett.
Contact keeper. Does it need
Slow
to be
to get
wiped?
up there, Vicky Wilson. She's wondering whether the court needs to be wiped. Take a time, lines up. Starts the third quarter the same way she finished the second quarter. Vicky Wilson, 18 goals now on the board. Firebirds back out to a 2-goal lead. Kestrels now through Richardson. Into Borlays. And that's a nice way to start for Jenny Borlays, the second half. Brings it back to 1, 25 plays 24.
Clark looks to Finnan, turns, uses the defensive drive on that centre pass. Cramsey, pocket, Wilson, space. And how often do you see Vicky Wilson creating her own space and doing exactly what she does magnificently, and that's shoot goals for the Queensland Firebirds. 19 goals for Vicky Wilson from 24 attempts. Queensland Firebirds leading by 2, 26 Kestrels, 25 now at the moment.
Just rolls in for Jenny Borlays. Keeps them within 1. Firebirds now. Wilson across to Deva. One hand out. She was falling out of court. Did well to get it back into court. But it went back to a Kestrels player, Richardson. So the Kestrels now on attack. Richardson, strong ball to Tier. Abby Tier across the circle to Richardson, who's made some good ground. Back out to Tier, using the circle well here. The Kestrels, I think Finnan just might have got a hand to that one.
She's out for the contact. Yes, so Borlays takes the penalty shot and sinks it for the Kestrels. So scores are levelled at the moment, 26 all in this third quarter.
And the crowd have gone a little bit silent here, which is strange. This is when the Kestrels need some boisterous support. Chance for the Kestrels to get on the board. Kestrels 27 play, the Firebirds 26. 12 and a half remaining in the third quarter. Clark over the top to Wilson, but Illich was coming in from the other side.
Illich did well to keep out of play, though. She did have body control, made sure she cleared Vicky's head.
Where she is, gone fence.
Vicky wasn't backing out of it either. She was going straight for that ball. All net for Vicky Wilson, levels it up again, 27 all. Here at the arena in Brisbane. Richardson out to Vivian. Vivian across to Richardson again. Tia was looking for Borlays. Wasn't quite on target with the pass. Borlays reached for it, but went through the fingertips. So the Firebirds now with a handy opportunity to get themselves back in front.
Clark goes with the drop of the ball. She follows its path, as too does Vicky Wilson. Once again, easy shot, Vicky Wilson. Reigning supreme here at the moment for the Queensland Firebirds. 21 goals from 26 attempts. Firebirds leading by 1, 28 plays 27.
Bon, we said it in the previous quarter, but Karen Clark is really weighting her balls beautifully in this match. They're just pinpoint accurate, and they're difficult passes that she's throwing.
She's been given a bit of space also. She takes the intercept there, Simone. You're right, she's in the right place at the right time during this game, but Clark has been given space by Richardson. Wilson makes a statement, makes a solid statement for Queensland. 29 plays 27.
Personally, I love the kangaroo hop at the end of that take. Out by 2 now, the Firebirds. Kestrel's looking to bring it back. Borlays, she'll take the shot herself. Bounces off the back of the rim and through the net. 29 plays 28. Firebirds by 1. 10 minutes 40 remaining in this third quarter. Oh, I love it when they prove the point. Clark onto Dever. And Dever very nicely finishes off there. 8 from 10 for Belinda Dever at 80%.
Confidence at the moment, riding high with Clark. She takes the ball, there's Finnan, puts it on to Clark, spots it and releases it, and for any junior watching, that's the way to do it. Good shot there by Dever.
And a nice ball at the other end, and a nice goal to Jenny Borlays. Back within 1. Firebirds 30, Kestrels 29.
Advantage obstruction, second
Clark.
jump.
Looks for an option, finds Dever, but it's called held ball.
Oh,
She
bit
took
tough there, that call.
She took a look at it, but it was called by Michelle Fippard. But again, another turnover. Quite a few turnovers in this match. 8 to the Firebirds, 11 to the Kestrels so far. We are in the third quarter with just about 9.5 minutes remaining. Wilson. Ooh, half the back of the rim. And it is a turnover to the Kestrels.
Contact wing. Outside. Wing attack.
So
Wait for the wing.
we're repositioning. Garbutt onto Vivian. O'Donnell, determination on the face as she came charging for that one.
Matthews was heavily attending O'Donnell there, and O'Donnell let the umpires know about it. Tier passes off, but didn't allow for the hands of Arthie. Contact called on Arthie. Borlays to take it, mid-range shot. About 1.5 meters. No, now probably about, oh, I don't know, 2 meters. 2 meters.
Steps it into 1.5 meters. Jenny Borlays ties up the score. It's 30 all here at the arena in Brisbane. Kestrels with a chance to take the lead. Borlays back to Richardson. Bounce past the Tier. Quick release back to Richardson. Very nice work there from the Kestrels. And Tier with the goal to finish it off and take the Melbourne team back into the lead by 1. Kestrels 31, the Firebirds 30. Oh, that one by Clark wasn't on target. Tier got onto it, and now the Kestrels with the opportunity to take a 2-goal lead. O'Donnell, bounce pass into Borlays. She's heavily attended by Arthie. Arthie goes to put her off. But in fact obstructed. Pass or shot for Jenny Borlays. And Borlays is on target. So the Kestrels now out by 2 with under 8 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Kestrels 32, Firebirds 30, but the Kestrels with the centre pass. So a chance to stretch this lead even further.
Tier's free and she's used. Borlays goes back out of the circle. Space taken by Tier. Good movement. Richardson in the pocket. That's stuck for Tier. And Finnan was fraction short. Arthie with the contact. Goal stands for the Kestrels. They're leading by 3 now. 33 plays 30.
It didn't really seem to me, Monica, that the momentum changed, but all of a sudden, before we've known it, the Kestrels are out by 3. Let's see if, I was going to say, the Firebirds can get a settling goal.
A few mistakes creeping in now for the Queensland Firebirds in this third term. Must hang on to this. They won the first. They dropped in the second.
Oh, it went through the hands of Clark. She's regathered. Good work. On to Wilson. Ooh, off the back of the rim. Wilson, good work over the top of Garbutt to regather. And this time with the goal, Vicky Wilson brings it back. The difference, it's now 2. Kestrels 33, Firebirds 31.
Kestrel centre pass. Vivian takes it. She's holding it up. Needs to get rid of it very quickly. 3-second rule. Richardson to the space of Tier. Great knock on by Tier. Well thought out there, Borlays. And you can hear the reaction of the Queensland crowd. There isn't one, and Kestrel's leading by 3. So they've snuck up in this third quarter.
They certainly have. 34 plays 31. Cramsey. Out to Clark. Clark back to Cramsey. Quick ball into Wilson. Wilson, it just drops in for her. 6 minutes remaining in this third quarter. 34 plays 32, and it was a quick restart from the centre circle. O'Donnell Into Borlays, doesn't like where she is, looks to improve. Borlays still doesn't like it. Heavy defence there from Finnan. Borlays managed to keep the handle on the ball and in fact shoots the goal. And Jenny Borlays, 22 from 27 at 81% is really starting to make the difference in the match here for the Kestrels.
Deborah on the goal line. Wilson was there, but good work there from Garbutt. Now Richardson. Tier decides to turn around. O'Donnell as well. Illich, they'll set it up, the Kestrels. Maintain possession, but it just goes through the hands of Abby Tier. 32 plays 35. 3-goal lead to the Melbourne Kestrels. Home side, Queensland Firebirds. Staying in touch.
Long ball again from Clark, and again Deborah reads it well. She's not keen to take the shot, though. Gives it off to Wilson, who has no real option, does a 360. Eventually finds Crampsey. Wilson now, ooh. Did Illich get a touch there? I think she must have.
Yeah, I think that was...
And she is standing aside now,
in
so...
her face, I think the call was.
Rolls in for Vicky Wilson. The Firebirds now 33. Kestrels 35. Difference is 2. Kestrels, though, with the centre pass. O'Donnell onto Tier, back to O'Donnell, across to Borlays. Borlays made herself available there. It was nice work from O'Donnell as well. Screaming encouragement, Jenny Borlays, to the rest of her team. 36 plays 33.
Contact wing outside.
Vivian with the contact.
Illich and Wilson trying to gain the upper hand in the goal circle. It's quite interesting to see Wilson work Illich around. Garbutt has it. Richardson. O'Donnell cuts. Borlays to the top. Tier wasn't used on that occasion. The Borlays option was Arthur with the extension and probably intimidated Borlays' shot somewhat.
Oh, that was good defence there from O'Donnell and Borlays. But the Firebirds have... Oh, beautiful pass from Finnan. Down into the goal circle. Wilson was waiting for it all alone. Finishes off the move. That's what they needed to get the crowd back involved. Brings it back to 36 plays 34. Firebirds will need to stop one of these trips down court by the Kestrels. Arthur tried hard.
Pass or shot.
But she will stand aside. Tier now over the top. And Borlays. Shooting nicely in this third quarter. Jenny Borlays, 23 from 28 at 82%. Dever onto Clark. Oh, flying Vicky Wilson.
Outside.
Thought she was then...
Yes.
Did you see that? She thought she then was going to travel. And so she kind of threw the ball onto Garbutt's head. But anyway, it didn't make a difference in the end.
Yes, where you are.
Contact with Wilson, not happy at all.
We attack contact.
And another contact again. So the Firebirds at the moment, as they are trying to stop the Kestrels' move down court, picking up the contacts. Richardson, quick hands. Garbutt was the instigator of that forward pass down court.
Contact on keeper.
O'Donnell to Borlays.
Please shoot it back that way. Yep.
Borlays lining it up, taking it back.
Obstruction, both out.
And Borlays with the goal. So they're out now. 38 plays 34, out by 4. And they seem to have just lost their way a little bit here, the Firebirds. As we see Carolyn Gilmore, or Gilman, on screen. Borlays done a lot of shooting in this third quarter. That one's off target. Finnan tries hard to get the rebound. Borlays tries just as hard. I think it's gone against Finnan there. The crowd doesn't like it. Borlays will line up, takes the one step off the back of the rim. That one comes off Arthur. She's gone down with a grimace. Looks like she's twisted an ankle here. No, she seems okay. Nevertheless, the Firebirds have possession with 1:30 remaining in this quarter. They'll be keen to get some more goals on the board and stop a few Kestrels. Wilson. Clark.
Contact centre and offside.
Into Wilson. Vicky will line it up. And scores the Firebirds' 35th goal in this match. They're still behind by 3. With 1:15 remaining on the clock, Clark has the centre pass. They had the opportunity to reduce that lead. Oh, that one's dragged in by Crampsey, but in fact it has gone over the sideline. So just turning the ball over when they didn't need to there, the Firebirds. Garbutt back to Illich for the Kestrels. Vivian to Richardson. Over to Illich, running well through the centre of the court. O'Donnell, nice movement by the Kestrels into Borlase. Richardson. Clark gets a hand to it. Good work there from the Firebirds. Deva off to Crampsey. Wilson with only Garbutt to beat. And she does just that. Difference now is just 2. 38 plays 36. Firebirds will be happy. They've got a few more on the scoreboard in this third quarter, especially in the dying stages. Contact there on Clark. Under a minute remaining in the third quarter. Tia. Abby Tia hasn't had a shot for a while, and that one's off target. Firebirds will have to move swiftly down the court if they are to get another goal, because the timekeeper is out of her chair. Deva onto Wilson. Wilson needed to shoot from there. Didn't get the opportunity. It sailed over the sideline. That is three-quarter time here at the arena in Brisbane. And it's the visitors who have the upper hand in the third quarter. Melbourne Kestrels 38, the Queensland Firebirds 36, and one lady who will be very happy about the turnaround is Kim Flower, who is the manager of the Kestrels. She's with Monica Lam.
What a great game we have here this afternoon.
Fantastic, Monica. We knew to be really tough. We never underestimated them as a team, and it's been a really great game so far.
Slow start by the Melbourne Kestrels, picked up in the second quarter and are doing very well at three-quarter time.
I think their aim this year is to really maintain our strategy that we set at the start of the game, and under all circumstances make sure we stick to that plan. Don't panic, and as it happened last week, it came through for us, so hopefully tonight too.
What about your role as manager? Do you have much input in conjunction with the coach, or are you purely administrative?
I think it's much more of a supportive role, to be there for Marg and support her in her decisions and her role, to be there for the players and make sure that life's as easy as possible for them, and support the administration as such. So it's a fairly wide and broad role that I play.
Well, the Queensland Netball Association had a good plug as far as their supporter base goes. How about the Melbourne Kestrels?
Why not? We have a great supporter base out at Waverley, so I'd like to encourage all our supporters to come and join, be members, and come to every game and support our girls. They really appreciate it.
Well, good luck for season 99.
Thank you very much, Monica.
Kim Flower looking a lot happier there than she did at the end of the first and second quarters. As we take a look at Melbourne Kestrels' statistics for the first three, Borlase has 4 penalties, 8 turnovers. That's quite a bit for Jenny. 24 goals from 29 attempts, though. That makes up for it. Bryant has 2 turnovers and 7 from 9. Of course, she took a seat after the second quarter. O'Donnell has 1 penalty. Vivian has 3. Illich 4. Garbutt has 7, but she's a defender. And as you can see down the bottom there, Abby Tier, 7 from 7. She has taken to the court in a shooting role for the Melbourne Kestrels. This is the all-important final quarter. There is 2 goals the difference. The Kestrels, 38, are leading the Firebirds, 36. At the moment on the ladder, the Queensland Firebirds are in the top 4. They're in 4th position. The Kestrels are in 6th position. This will determine where they remain on that ladder. Firebirds with the first pass of the 4th quarter. Wilson from a fair distance bounces off the rim. Illich with a strong take. Vivian back to Garbutt. Stripped of the ball, Garbutt from Clark, but she'll be called for that. Clark stands aside. Vivian, but great work there from Crampsey, gets a hand to it. Stops the attack by the Kestrels. O'Donnell. Tia into Richardson. O'Donnell. Desperate defence here from the Firebirds. Richardson into Tia.
Obstruction.
Arthie stands aside and doesn't actually put off Abby Tia. 39 plays 36. Kestrels with possession. O'Donnell into Tia. Reworks the positioning. Oh, nice goal there.
Beautiful action there from Abby Tia. Great work by the Melbourne Kestrels, leading by 4. 40 plays 36. Just under 14 minutes remaining. Wilson is out and sets it up once again.
Just inside.
This is where this Queensland crowd needs to get vocal and get behind the Firebirds.
Quite surprised with the reaction at the start of the 4th quarter, but we'll see what happens here. No, Wilson.
Oh, Illich off balance. Oh, and everybody's crashed into everybody. What's the call? It goes against the Kestrels.
Contact goal defence.
Illich was off balance, was desperately looking at Garbutt. She wanted to throw the ball, didn't get it away in time. And instead, it is a Firebirds goal to Vicky Wilson.
Illich takes the rebound. She is off balance, swings it around the court. Eyes on the ball. Wilson comes under. Nah, defensive call. I can't call it, Simone.
I didn't think you would, Mon. Abby Tier at the other end for the Kestrels keeps them at a 3-goal lead. Kestrels 40, Firebirds 37. Cramsey onto Wilson. Clark.
Obstruction, penalty pass.
Clark feeds it into Vicky Wilson. Vicky, heavy defence there from Garbutt, and Vicky is off target. Last off Garbutt though, so the Firebirds retain possession from the baseline. Deva. Cramsey onto Deva. Ooh, too long for Deva.
Firebirds.
Still with the Firebirds though, because it was off Illich that time. Can they score on this attempt? The Queensland Firebirds behind by 4.
Obstruction, keeper. Pass the shot.
Ooh, it still doesn't drop, but it's an obstruction to Garbutt. I'm sure there'll be a mighty cheer when this one goes through, if it does, and it does. Back to 3, that difference. 41 plays 38. Kestrel's keen to get it quickly down to their goal. And the call has gone. That was great commitment there from Clark.
That was tough work.
Very tough work. It was a heavy collision. Both girls are okay. They're on their feet. Possession with the Firebirds. That was exactly the type of inspirational move that the Queensland Firebirds needed, but there, a nice pick from Garbutt. Kestrels with possession.
Penalty.
So Borlase had to wait for the forwards to come down. They were caught behind play.
Just a bit of time being wasted here as the ball goes over the sideline. Shelley O'Donnell brings it back now. Onto Richardson, into Tier. Both defenders try and put her off. They do so. Finnan regathers it in. Clark onto Finnan. Nice ball to Deva. Some strong passing from the Firebirds. Cramsey into Wilson. Wilson lines it up. All net from Vicky Wilson. That's her 26th goal of the match.
That one came from the bottom of Vicky Wilson's toes. You could see her movement. She really bent her knees, sprung up on the shot. Deva now back in the forward line of the Queensland Firebirds. Wilson puffs it out, looks at the post. High bomb from Vicky Wilson, and here they come.
Back to
41.
Back to 1, the difference now. Now the crowd come alive. Can they make a stop on this trip down the court, the Firebirds? Borlase will have it, and from this distance, I would think she'd get it in, and she does. So back to 2, 42 plays 40. This will really show us how the Firebirds will go in this season. They've had so many close matches last year, and they tended to come out on the wrong end of them. Let's see this time how they're going to perform under pressure as Wilson follows in. The shot was off target, but Wilson followed through, and the penalties were called against Garbutt. Oh, Wilson's still off target. So that was a missed opportunity. Kestrels now, Vivian onto O'Donnell. Borlase, quick hands off to Tier. Tier across the circle to Richardson. High ball to Borlase. She doesn't like positioning. O'Donnell, bullet pass into Tier. Off target, Abby Tier. And it goes against Borlase. They'll have to bring it back.
Penalty has to be set up. Arthur to take it. Finnan, forward drive, but Tier picks up the contact. Finnan wants to drive it long again. Matthews. Clark takes it well over Richardson, and Wilson commanding the perimeter of the goal circle. Steps it in, another one to the Queensland Firebirds, only trailing by 1 at the moment. 41 plays 42.
9 minutes remaining in this match between the Firebirds and the Kestrels. It's a tight one, we thought it would be. O'Donnell and Borlase work well. Tier, Finnan gets in there, gives away the penalty. Tier, with a pressure goal, takes the lead back to 2 for the Kestrels. 43 plays 41. Both coaches on the benches screaming instructions to their players, as we thought they would. That one goes against Vicky Wilson. Leaning back into Garbutt. Marglind likes the call. So the Kestrels with a chance to take it to a 3-goal lead.
Where you are.
This call goes against Leanne Matthews.
Use the wing defence.
The wing defence for the Queensland Firebirds. Pace
Where you
really
are,
has
wing
picked up
defence.
in this fourth quarter, Monica.
They're slowed somewhat in the third. The Kestrels making the comeback, and
Contact goalkeeper.
start of the fourth. Seesawing at the
Away
moment. Borlays steps it in. Finnan. Defensive action stands for the Melbourne Kestrels. So just over 8 minutes remaining in this last quarter, and the Kestrels are leading by 3. 44 plays 41.
Kestrels with possession. Vivian onto O'Donnell. Onto Tia. Too much pressure though from Finnan. Tia with the quick release. Borlays with the goal for the Melbourne Kestrels. Kestrels now 45, Firebirds 41. It's got out there quite quickly. Can the Firebirds bring it back again? They did get to within 1. Clark onto Wilson. Bounce pass back to Clark, into Wilson. Vicky Wilson with the goal. That's her 28th of the match, 45. Plays 41.
Clark and Wilson
actually
setting
42.
up Clark and Wilson setting up their forward motion, sideline going to Clark.
But the call goes against the Firebirds, just as they seem to start getting a roll on. There's a turnover or call goes against them, so the difference at the moment 3. 45 plays 42, under 7 minutes remaining in the match. Richardson over the top, Finnan gets a hand to it, Borlays gets it back for the Kestrels. Tia steadies and shoots. Nice action, and she really takes her time, settles herself down, and so far is doing really well. 11 from 13, Abby Tia, 85%.
And quite noticeably a left-hander as well. When she pushes that ball in, you can see it just spins off quite nicely. Wilson, it's been spinning for her quite nicely all afternoon. Wilson shooting the majority of shots here for the Queensland Firebirds. 43 plays 46.
Borlays does well to bring that one back down. Finnan stands aside.
Not out of play.
And Jenny Borlays, that one drops in. So again, back out to 4. 47 plays 43. Coming up to 6 minutes remaining in the match. Nice ball there from Cramsey into Deva. Deva does the right thing for the Firebirds. The crowd appreciate it. 47 now plays 44. Kestrels, though, on the attack. Richardson. Ball goes to Tia. Goes against Matthews, that call. She's trying for the intercept. Richardson had good position, though. Against Arthey this time. Borlays sends it up. And it's off target. Finnan comes away with it.
Goal line throw in, I think. No, a contact called on Tia. So both players now out of play, and Finnan takes it mid-court. O'Donnell goes down, behind play, she's okay. Deva. No, setting up now once again, Tia with the contact. Wilson out front.
Contact in defence, penalty pass.
Cramsey will have the ball for the Firebirds. They need a goal here, under 5 remaining in the match. Oh, Wilson juggles it, regains it, goes up from the crowd. Oh, sinks it, pressure goal, 47 plays 45. To the difference again, Firebirds with the centre pass. Clark looks for an option, back to Finnan. Finnan onto Cramsey. Back to Finnan. Cramsey now out to Wilson, nobody in the circle. She's looking for Cramsey, but who's it going against here?
Cramsey, yeah, she pushed. I think it was Vivian on that occasion into the goal circle, got picked up for the contact. Turnover stands.
That could be the call of the match. The difference now possibly could be 3 where it could have been 1. So Cramsey there with the error. 4 minutes remaining. Kestrels 47, Firebirds 45. Borlays will turn around. Will she shoot it? No. Works with O'Donnell.
Where you are.
Arthey stands aside. Borlays in and out. We'll get another chance at it.
Both players.
Queensland crowd doesn't like the call. You can hear the boos emitting from the stands here at the arena.
Advantage break, Wayne.
Back to 3 goals. 48 plays 45. O'Donnell onto Borlays. Back to O'Donnell, onto Richardson. Oh, good work there from Finnan. Inspirational. It's what the Firebirds needed at this point in the match. Finnan now, onto Cramsey. Dever. Pass. Oh. And Vicky just regathered it in. All in and out, though. Off target. So Garbutt cleans it up for the Kestrels. Garbutt onto Vivian. Illich. Pressure from Dever, and now onto Richardson. O'Donnell. Down to Borlays. Illich. Out to Richardson. A hand in there from Matthews. Ball goes with the Firebirds. Some great defence here from the Firebirds. Has caused the turnover. Cramsey out to Finnan. Wilson, they need a goal this time, the Firebirds. Out to Clark. Garbutt goes down. Wilson with the ball. She'll need to steady, and this time it goes in for Vicky Wilson. 48 plays 46, under 2.5 remaining. Firebirds do have the centre pass, though.
Hand me my tools, Simone.
Oh, Vicky Wilson from quite a distance here. Yeah! And that's brought the crowd to their feet. That was all net. She's such a pressure player. The experience coming to the fore here, Vicky Wilson. What will the Kestrels do on this trip down court? Firebirds desperate to make a stop. In fact, the crowd screaming for the stop. You can hear them chanting. Good work, though, by the Kestrels. They've got it into Borlays. Arthur will stand aside, and Borlays with the goal. Back to 2. Under 2 minutes remaining in this match. Clark. Cramsey.
Contact, wing attack, penalty pass.
What can the Firebirds do? Dever out of the circle, looks for Wilson. Wilson's heavily guarded. Back to Clark. Clark. Across to Cramsey. Quick hands to Dever. Belinda Dever, she needs this one. And she gets it. Difference back to 1. They're going wild here in the stands at the arena. Minute 20. Now they really need a stop. The Queensland Firebirds, can they do it?
Salford. Salford. Yes.
Call goes against Finnan. Borlays. Back to Vivian. Clark's in the way. It'll be called against Matthews, I think. Under a minute remaining. Will we get a result? Will we get a draw? Still to be decided. 52 seconds remaining. O'Donnell taking a time to get it back to Richardson. Strong defence needed, but a great ball into Tia. Tia did well to get past Finnan. Back to 2 goals. The Kestrels hit 50. 50 plays 48. 36 seconds remaining. Oh, and it sails over the sideline. Clark and Dever don't quite connect. And the Kestrels will come up with it. Time on called again. Vivian. Down to O'Donnell. O'Donnell to Borlays. Out of the circle. Back to Richardson. Vivian. Richardson onto Illich. Needing a stop here. The Firebirds. Matthews does it, but she's offside.
Offside, yes.
What a great match we've had here at the arena. Tia regathers it. 3 seconds on the clock. In and out. And in fact, that is full time here at the arena in Brisbane. As the players shake hands, in the end, the Kestrels 2-goal victors over the Queensland Firebirds. The Kestrels 50, the Firebirds 48. The crowd do stand and clap both teams. It was a fantastic match, very exciting, down to the wire. Nice to see both teams getting together in the huddle in centre court. And the fans, they're not disappointed. They had a great match. They would have liked the victory for sure. Vicky Wilson gathers the troops. She's saying that you did a good job, guys. We'll be back next week. Let's take a look at the match statistics. Queensland Firebirds had 12 penalties. Melbourne Kestrels, 22 penalties, but they've still come away with the victory. The turnovers, Kestrels had 13, Firebirds had 8. Intercepts, Kestrels had 5, Firebirds had 2. I think Garbutt had quite a few for the Kestrels. There only 1 rebound for the Kestrels. Firebirds didn't have any attempts. A lot more attempts from the Melbourne Kestrels. They had 64. Queensland Firebirds had 53. In the end, that final score, Melbourne Kestrels 50, Queensland Firebirds 48. Monica Lam has a very happy Jenny Borlase with her.
Thanks, Simone. I have Jennifer Borlase and out of camera Vicky Wilson arguing at the moment, but Jen, great game.
Yeah, it was an excellent game. We expected it to be tough, and we fought it right out to the end. I think it's a really confident win in the end for us. We need to build on that, and for this time of the season, the 2 points are very valuable.
I spoke to your manager at three-quarter time, Kim Flower, and she was saying slow start from the Kestrels, good start from the Queensland Firebirds, but it was tough for 60 minutes.
Yeah, it was. We did start slowly, and I think that's part of our game that we need to work on. But we've got a few new combinations out there, so it's going to take us a while to gel together, and that's why the 2 points are so valuable.
Feeding into you, Shelley O'Donnell, she's sensational.
Yeah, I'm very lucky to have Shell there, and Nick Richardson's also starting to come into the play really nicely now in centre, and of course having two options there in Abby and Joz, we're really lucky.
I've made light of the fact that I still consider you a Ravens player, a true South Australian, but how are things going in Victoria?
Yeah, we've settled really well. The Victorian people have been very nice to us and made us feel very welcome. Of course, I miss Adelaide still, but while I'm in Melbourne, I'm having a great time.
Can I say hello to Mum and Dad?
Yes, hi Mum and Dad and Gran and all the rest of those people back on the west coast of South Australia.
Well, good luck with the Australian team. It's being named this weekend, and good luck for the season as well, and great to see you, Jen.
Thanks very much, Mon.
Vicky Wilson, great game.
It was a great game. I'm not ashamed though we couldn't finish it off. I thought we started superbly. I mean, we couldn't ask for a better quarter. In fact, I think in all the National League games that we've ever played, that's been our best first quarter ever.
A lot of positives for the Queensland Firebirds. You lost Michelle Dendeke, your coach, and this year you have really come and shown maturity within the side as well.
Yeah, a lot of experience has been gained over the last couple of years, and we've learned a lot. We've had some really close matches and ones that we've lost by only 6 goals. And I think every time we hit the court now, we're a lot stronger, a lot more positive, a lot more confident. We really let the ball go. We're able to mix it up and offer a lot more variety.
You have a lot of input personally at the quarter breaks. We can see you're very animated. What are you saying?
Get the ball through that bloody zone. We were struggling, and so whatever we decided to do wasn't working, so we had to change it quick, smartly. So everyone needed a little bit of advice, a little bit of help there, so by the end I thought we started to handle it a little bit better.
It was a great game for us to commentate, and good luck for season 99 again, Vic.
Thanks very much, Mon.
A great win here in Brisbane for the Melbourne Kestrels. We hope you've enjoyed all of the action. Don't forget to join us again next week